Hello, welcome back to Cracking the Cryptic. And yes, after an interesting foray into classic yesterday, I half promised something more difficult today, and I think we can rely on James Kopp to deliver it. He always does. And this is a puzzle called Swatting Flies, and you can very clearly see the fly swats on in the picture. I'm not sure. Are the arrows people holding the fly swats, or are they the flies? Oh yes, of course, the flies are the little black and white dots that are being swatted. That's it. And these are the hands or the people holding or directing the fly swats. That's what's going on, I reckon. Who knows? I'm the worst person in the world to try and identify pictorial highlights. Now, what's going on the channel? Well done if you got through the snack doku on Patreon. Simon's solves of those 100 4x4 puzzles will be going up at some point. Check out our merchandise. Go on, have a look at it. It's quite interesting stuff. You can get a mug or a hoodie or a baby's onesie, all sorts of things, and many other possibilities. Sven's Sudoku Pad, that's also on the links under the video, along with all of our apps, which of course include Domino Sudoku, Arrow Sudoku, and LINES Sudoku. So all sorts of possibilities. Check that out. Now, what have we got going on in this puzzle? Let's go through the rules. Normal Sudoku rules apply. So 1 to 9 in every row, every column, and every 3x3 box. Fair enough. Each blue line is an equal sum line. So all digits along a blue line must sum to the same total in each 3x3 box that the line visits. So that digit will be the same as the sum of those. Actually, that will be the same as that as well, because they add up to the same total. Now, the digit sum for the two lines can be different, so this might be a different sum where those three add up to that, etc. Digits on an arrow sum to the digit in the circle of that arrow. Now we do have, well, we don't just have shared circles on two arrows. We actually have a shared digit along the arrow. So those 4 will add up to that one, and those 3 will add up to that one as well. Cells separated by a black dot are in the ratio of 1 to 2, so one of them is double the other, and cells separated by a white dot are consecutive, so the difference between them is 1. We get 4 given digits, which is an absolute bonus these days. We don't often see so many if it's not classic. Give it a try on the link under the video. I am going to reset my clock and say, let's get cracking. So, do we start with... Let's start with the equal sum lines. Yes, this can't be a 9 because of the given, but it must be at least a 6. Now, how do I know that? Because these are 3 different digits. The minimum they can be is 1, 2, and 3. That would give 6 here. That is the same. In fact, let's colour them, and then that is the same. No, it's not. No, it's not. That is on a 2-cell sum. I don't know, there's something about that shape that makes those look exactly equivalent to me, and they're not. Now, I was going to point out that there must be a 1 in that group of 3, because if the total we're ascending to is no higher than 8, then you can't do that with 3 different digits that don't include a 1. 2, 3, and 4 make 9. Ah, this is very much not the same as that. No, that's really important, because that means this is a sequence of digits. Right, let me try and explain that. I was going to colour this cell purple and say it's the same digit as there. It's... Oh, gosh. Oh, you can still see me. That's good enough. I do not know what is up with that light. It worked fine yesterday. Maybe it was on for less long. Anyway, I will try and get that fixed by tomorrow. So this cannot be purple, because that plus that equals that. So they can't be the same, coming to the same total. So this is not purple. Let's make it green. Now, that means that this sequence on a black dot can't have a repeat digit because purple is not the same as green. Therefore, it is a sequence of 3 halving digits or doubling digits, and therefore this is an 8 because the only 2 possible 3-digit sequences are 842 and 421, or the other way around, obviously. So that's an 8, and we're away here. 842. We don't need the colours anymore. They have entirely done their job, and we've got a start. That's a 6 to make this total up to 8. This, well, we don't know. It's 125 or 134. Now let's have a look at this line then. These 3. Okay, this can't be an 8 now down on the hand, the end of the handle of the swatter. So this is 6, 7 or 9. It's the same as this one, so we'll colour them yellow. Now we know they're not the same as this. Ah, this is in the middle of a 3-cell sequence. Oh, these dots are differently positioned, aren't they? These are all in the same box. The reason I know this is a 3-cell sequence is because, I was going to say because it must be, which is the most pathetic explanation I've ever attempted. Because the white dots mean that there's a difference of 1 between those two, a difference of 1 between those two. That one must have an upward difference of 1 on one side and a downward difference on the other. It's not 9, is the point I'm coming to. Now, that is 6 or 7. So the sequence is either 8, 7, 6, which would have to be in that order because of the 8, or it's 5, 6, 7, and we know the order of that because of the 5. And whichever one it is, it's ascending from row 5 up to row 6. Now, 6 or 7 here. If it's 6, and we can't use a 2 here, that's a 1-5 pair. If it's 7, we can't use a 2 or a 6. Oh, that's interesting. So it's either a 1-5 pair or a 3-4 pair. This group of cells adds up to 6 or 7. Definitely includes a 1 and a 2, and can't include anything more than a 4. This one can't be the 2. So there's definitely a 2 in one of these 2 cells. And it feels like I'm pointing over at this. No, I tell you what I'm going to do. I'm going to look at, well, I'm going to look at 9 in box 6. Where does 9 go here? That's a lovely question. Can't be there by Sudoku. It can't be on the arrows by arrow logic, because you can't add up to a higher total. So 9 goes in there. I wonder if these have to be high to, I mean, they are, I suppose they're all high-ish anyway. We've got a 9 there. Now, this can't be 9 or 8. And that is quite tight. What is the minimum for this 4-cell arrow? 1 and 2 there, plus 1 plus 1. Oh, it's 5. That's annoying. Okay, but let's add up the whole total of these arrows for a minimum here, because I don't think it's going to be 5. Those are at least 1, 2, 3, but that one is going to be doubled. So what I'm trying to add up here is the total of this arrow, let's colour it, the total of the red arrow and the total of the light blue arrow. And that is going to count this cell twice. That's why I coloured this, to show you that. I'm going to uncolour it now. But the point is that 1, 2 and 3, maybe that's a double 1. So then they add up to 7 in the total of 2x that we're coming to here. 1 and 3 at a minimum here. That's 11, and 1 minimum there. That's 12. 2x is a minimum of 12, so x cannot be 5. Now, if it is 6, then we've got 1, 2, 3, with 1 being doubled. Well, that's not going to work, because you can't put low enough digits in these cells. Yeah, for this single bit of the arrow, how could you make it add up to 6? I mean, there are, ab initio, there are some ways of doing that. like it could be a 1, 2, 3 triple, which would have to go 3 there, 1 there, 2 there. But that would involve double 2 in the calculation. There are other ways of doing it. You could have 1s there and a 4 here, but that's blown out of the water by this. Since you can't put 2 in either of those cells, you would have to make up, well, that's quite an interesting point generally, but I don't think there is a way of making this up to add up to 6 while allowing that to be 7. Let me just prove it. The only place 2 could be is here. The only way that could work is with a 3 here and a 1 here. And then you'd be adding to a minimum of 3 plus double 2 plus 1 is 8. 1 and 3 here is 12, and a 1 there is 13. That's too much for that to be 6. Therefore, if you can't use a 2 here, you can only use 1s, 3s and 4s. The only way you could actually do it is with 2 1s and a 4, and you can't put a 4 there, so that is not possible. This is a 7. I mean, that was convoluted proof, but I think it probably needed to be. Oh. Right, next simple question. Where does 6 go in this box? It doesn't go there by Sudoku. And it doesn't go here on the arrows because they've all got at least 2 more digits to add to get to 7. So 6 goes there. That's looking at this cell, and we've done this sequence. We've identified yellow. We know it's a 1. We know it's a 1, 2, 3 triple on the handle of the fly swat. This is now what, a 1, 5 pair that we can fill in. And we're away. We've got loads done. Now, this 8, oh, that's not a 1. I don't know, I still don't know where 1 goes, but it doesn't go there. It's in one of these, which is going to push these up a bit. Maybe we'll look at that in a moment. We've got 3 and 8 left to place in the middle row. 8 is in one of those 2 cells in box. What's it? 7 is in one of those 2. Just doing a bit of Sudoku tidying up. Yeah, I mean, there's quite a lot to fill in. Right, these are from 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That one can't be 1, that one can't be 2, that one can't be 5. This is just straightforward, ordinary Sudoku. Now, these at a minimum, okay, I'm going to look at these minima again. Actually, no, I'm going to write a 5, 9 pair into here because 5 by Sudoku is in there, 9 by arrow logic can't be here. So this is now a 1, 2, 3 triple. And one of them is getting doubled in the terms of the adding up the 7 pair. So before doing any doubling, 1, 2, 3 adds up to 6. 1 and 3 there as a minimum adds up to 10. And a 1 there adds up to 11. Oh, we've got 3 degrees of freedom. Okay, that surprised me. Right, bit of Sudoku. There's a 9 in one of those. That's 4 or 8. 6. These are from, well, they include 1 and 2, and either 3 or 4. So, okay, I was noticing that these can't have a 1 on now. Their minimum value is 2 and 3. 11, double something, 12, 17. No, I've already added those. And there's loads of degrees of freedom. That is very disappointing. 5's in one of those cells. Okay, I'm going to try and find a way with Sudoku instead. 6 is in one of those. This can't be a 1, 3 pair because you couldn't fill those cells. So this is at least 1, 4. These add up to at least 7 in terms of the total for that doubled. 7, 11, 12. I don't think this can be a 3 anymore. I think that's important. Yeah, the minimum total for those is 6 plus, counting that twice makes 7. The minimum total for these is 1, 4 because of that pair. And that gets you to 11. if that was, no, it's 7 plus 1 and 4 is 12. If that was a 3, that would take us up to 15, which is more than 2 times 7. So that's a definite 1. This is now a 2-3 pair. Is this a definite 1-4 pair, or could it be 1-5? It's one of those possibilities. There's definitely a 1 there, and that can't be a 4. Now, if it was 1-5, 1, 2, 7, these would add up to 7. We'd have a doubled 1 here. If it was 1-4, we'd have a doubled 2 here. So that's not a doubled 3. Well, I suppose that was obvious. 3 is in one of those 2 cells. Remember, we've got this 2-3 pair. Actually, that's putting 2 in one of those 2 as well. 3 is somewhere down here. 1 is somewhere down there as well. This is getting harder now, not easier. Normally these puzzles get easier as you fill in the cells along the markings in the grid. This is not working that way. Am I missing something big here? Let's get rid of that yellow colouring. It's done its job again. Wow, I'm not seeing what I meant to do at all. 8 and 9 have to be slotted. Oh, that can't be a 3. Now, can that be a 5? This would have to be, yes, I should consider these individual arrows. If that was a 5, that would have to be 1, 2, 1. That can't be a 1 because of the 1 that's sitting there. Right, that can't be a 5. Now, can it be a 4? That would have to be a 2. This would actually, if that's a 4, this is 1, 3. So that would have to be a 2. This would be at least a 4. You'd have 4, 2, 1, 2. You'd have to do that. This is at least a 4. You've got a 2 there. Yeah, that would work with a 3 here. I think that would work. Oh, I'm sure I have to think about this. Oh, hang on, this can't be a 5 on this individual arrow. That's so obvious. That's a 1. Right. Individual arrows. Don't just think about pairs of arrows. These 2 now, 1 and 2, these add up to 5. They are a 2-3 pair. I know the order that must work. Right, sorry about that. So I was going to say that these 2 add up to 5 to make up the total of 7. So they're a 2-3 pair, which I can fill in like that. We get a 1 here. That's a 4 to complete the other 7 arrow. Now, has that done anything? Yes, I get a 3 in box 7. It didn't do as much as I was hoping, I'm going to admit. That is annoying. Right. Just going to mark that these are from 4, 8, 9. These can't include 1 or 2. They're from 3, 4, 7. Going to have to go back to this arrow now in a moment, I think. Just want to find another thing first. I don't know. I tell you what, that is 8 or 9. Maybe I can mark up this whole box. 8, 5, because there's not... No, it wasn't really worth it, was it? 1, 2, 3, 4, 6. Looks like that can be anything. Okay, that wasn't as exciting as I thought. We've got a 1 in one of those 2 cells, so these are at least 2 and 3. So 5, and these add up to at least 1, 2, 3, plus an extra for the double count here. 5, 11, 12, 14 minimum. That is not the kind of minimum I was looking for. 5, 7, 1. Oh, hang on. 1, 1. We get to place 1 in column 2 because of that pair. Then 1 is off this arrow, I think, as we knew in box 3. 6 goes in there as well. Oh yeah, look, there was a 5, 8, 9 triple. That was so obvious and I couldn't see it. So this now can't be any high digits. He's 9, 8, 7, 6 and 5. I mean, unsurprisingly, it's a low digit, but let's have a look at this arrow. Oh, it can't be a 1 because we've just said 1 is confined to those cells. This arrow, if these are 3 different digits, then they're selected from 1, 2, 3 and 4. They add up to 9. They must be 2, 3 and 4. If they're not 3 different digits, one of them is a repeat, and that would have to be in those 2 places. And it couldn't be a 2 because that would be a 5, and it couldn't be a 3 because that would be a 3. So the only way to have a repeat on this arrow is double 4 there with a 1 here. Interesting. That would have to be a 2. These would have to add up to 6. And that would have to be... Oh, it couldn't be anything. That's beautiful. If that was double 4, then this is a 4, obviously. We get a 1 there and a 2 here. So this can't be 4 or 2. And now these two can't add up to 6. So there's no double on this. Let's just give it a colour. There's no double on that. Therefore, it is a 2, 3, 4 triple. 1 is not on it, and 1 can be placed in box 6. Oh, that's brilliant. Okay, that is odd. That is even. We're looking for an odd total. These two, let's get rid of that colouring. These two are kind of parity brothers. They share parity. And this can't be, well, it sees 5 and 6. That's 2, 3 or 4 again. So if they're odd, they're both 3s, and that's a 2. If they're even, don't know. Okay, but this is good. We've got an 8 in one of those two. Now, oh, that's nearly a 1, 2, 3, 4 quad. Not quite. Oh, this is interesting. This C is 1, 3, 5, 6, 8, 9. That is 2, 4, or 7. I don't think there's any way it's a 2, because one of these must be a 2. If they weren't, that would be 4 and 3 at least, and this arrow would add up to at least 10. So that's not a 2. Now, can we prove that one of those is a 4? If they weren't, we'd have a 2 here, 3, 2 pair, but one of these has to be a 2. Okay, I'm trying to see if I can establish that these yellows do include a 4. Let's just go around it one way. So if they didn't, that's a 2 and that's a 2, 3 pair. These, which include a 2, would have to add up to 10, including the double count. So that would be a double 4 and that would be a 2. That's the only way you could do it. Is that possible? I'll tell you why it's not possible. It's beautiful. Because that, which is a parity brother of that, would make this a 2. Because that's a 4, remember? So for this arrow, that's a 2. You'd have a 2 there, and now you couldn't put a 2 in down here. That's beautiful. That's really clever. It's definitely true as well. So one of these is a 4. Let me just go through that again in case it was difficult to follow, which it is. So if these didn't include a 4, there'd be a 2 and a 2-3 pair here. Now I'm looking to get the total on these arrows to add up to 18, and those are already 7, plus 1 is 8. These two, including the double count in the orange cell, have to add up to 10. That must be a double 4 and a 2. Now, with a 4 here, we know that these two are both 2s on this 9 arrow. And now we've got 2 in those two positions, and we can't find room for a 2 in column 8 anywhere. Yeah, that's the way to see it, because you've got a 2 there and a 2 there. There's just nowhere a 2 could be in column 8. That is incredible. But it proves there is a 4 in one of those cells, one of the yellow cells, so that's a 7. Now where does 7, 8, 9 go in row 3? They go in these cells. That one can't be 8. So these are a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 quint, aren't they? Yeah, and look, there's a 7, 9 pair. So that is a 2, 5 pair. Oh, look at that. I haven't done this, but look, there's a 1 there, so that's obviously not 1. We've got the 1 on this silly arrow there, on this swatter. And that's even, so that's odd. Oh, that's lovely. This can't be a 2 now, because that would put 5s in those positions, and where would the 5 go in row 1? There's nowhere. So that is the 4. Now, I'm not saying it's the only 4 on this set, am I? Because I don't know that. This can't even be a 3 now. Yeah, we've got 4, 5 there. These are now minimized at 2s. So they're not just parity brothers, they're cell brothers. They are the same digit. That's a 2 down in row 8. This is a 3, 4 pair, which gives us a 3, 4, 8 triple here. 7 is in one of these cells. Oh, 3 is not down here in the corner. And in fact, 3 is in one of these 2 cells in box 3, so it's not there either. We've suddenly placed 3, except I'm hitting the wrong button. This is I can do 9 and 4. I finished column 7 unexpectedly. 6 in this row is there. This is 7, 8, 9. Am I going to have to colour 7, 8, 9s at some point? Don't know. This is 6 or 8. Still haven't sorted out the 2. Oh, 4 on that swatter made that a 3. Yes, bingo. That's a 4. So we did have 2 4s in the yellow cells. Rather to my surprise, but no harm in it. Neither of those is a 3. We've done 3 and 8 in the central row. That's 3, that's 8, that's 4. That's not 4, that's not 4. We've got 3 in that box. This is 1 or 6. Oh yeah, that 2, 3 pair is done. All the swatter digits, all the swatter and arrow digits are done now. That's good. That is good. Well, now we've got some actual traction. That's not a 9. 2, 5 pairs, interesting. 8, 3, 9, 2, 7, 4, 1, 2, 4 in the central column is definitely there. That is a naked 7 now. And now I've got 7 into row 8. That's not a 7. Everything's coming surely now, although, yeah, that's a naked 4. That's good. This is 8 or 9. I think, yes, it can't be 5 because of that pair. That's an 8, 9 pair in the row. 8, 9, 3, 4, 7. That is 5 or 6. This is weird. Yeah, there's only one place for 2 in row 2 now. That's there. Yeah, I mean, that's true. And I should have spotted there's only one place for 2 in column 6. And I think this is coming now. So let's just see if we can unwind this. 7 and 4 are done there. Got that 8-9 pair. This is a 5. That's going to finish off my 5s. All of them, I think, are done. Maybe not. No, I can put a 5 in here, and then finally I can make the claim that all my 5s are done. That has become a 9. That's going to finish box 1, and we are going to swat our flies and finish our puzzle. Brilliant stuff, James. Really excellent. Hard work, though, to get these flies. As I was going to say, as it often is, but I wouldn't want to give you the impression I'm busy swatting flies a lot of the time. 6, much more zen than that, of course. 1 there. There we go. 17 people have solved that in the last month. I don't know quite where James publicises the puzzles, but that is brilliant. What an excellent puzzle. Really tricky for me, that. But superb. Some of the logic in it's superb. Yes, you do have to look ahead a bit, but it's a very clever puzzle. Thank you for watching, as always, on the channel. Hope to see you again soon. Bye for now.